Here I come, cuties. Give me 1 second. Shoot. Hold on. Where are my bananas? Give me 1 minute, cuties. Okay. I think I got everything I need. Hey, y'all. Thank you guys for joining me. Happy Monday. Give me 1 second. Let me get this other device together. All right, I'm going to scroll all the way up. Ciao. Okay. Sis, you better have a mod stick. Hold on, let me bring it up on my phone. Give me 1 second. I apologize, you all, but we're going to have us a good old time tonight. That ignorant ass Stormy Steele. Baby. All right, I'm looking for my sis on this phone. Hold on. Okay. I see you. All right. You good. YouTube is tripping. But let me say some hellos. Thank you, Pamela Parker. I just saw your comment. Absolutely. And we're gonna talk about it. She definitely on her bully, okay? And Tisha is not standing on business. What Lil King say? Tisha not standing on business because this about the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th time that she done called that woman's husband a biatch. But we'll talk about it, Pamela. Hello, Jesse. Oh, Pamela put her comment here 2 hours ago, child. Hey, Jesse. Veronica Monroe. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Lois. Let me put this on my little board for our meeting. I need an update from you, Lois. Need an update about that little young tenderoni child. DM me, Lois. Hey, Lady D Keys. Hey, Beverly. Shout out again to the cutie crew. Shout out to my sis, Pink Diva, who is back from her birthday weekend. Now, I don't know if you guys follow my sis on Instagram, but when I tell you she turns up, she turns up. Sis, I got to check your Instagram page while I'm talking. But happy to have you back. We already had a little chit chat, so I'm glad that you enjoyed your birthday weekend. And turn up. If you like me, I celebrate my birthday all month, child. turn up. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Linda Gamble. Linda Gamble. I'm going to mod you up real quick. Linda Gamble is a trusted mod over here in these YouTube streets. So, Linda, I did just mod you up. I've been missing some mods, so I'm gonna have to remove some mods and add some more mods, chat. You know, to make it flow like it needs to flow. So, Linda, I hope you don't mind. I also like to give my mods a little something every month. So, if you are on Instagram, which I believe that you are, and if you have a Cash App, send me your Cash App information, and at the end of the month, I would like to. All right, now I see my sis. I ain't seen you in about 2-3 weeks, Marita. Let me mod my girl back. Thanks for joining me. I see LaDawn. I see Tyra. Shout out to the cutie mods. Shout out to the cutie crew. Hey, Mildred. Hey, fabulous Linda Greer. Olivia Schenkel. I did see Mel's live, and I'm confused. So I'm going to need y'all to let me know what's going on. Now, there was somebody that tagged me in her live and said that I guess it was a content creator. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't know what's going on. Let me put it like this. To keep this flow for now, somebody DM me what happened, please. Because for those that don't know, I stand 10 toes down with Melody Cherie, okay? That's my personal choice. I'm a girl's girl. I'm a woman's woman. And based off of GP alone, of what Mel had to go through with Martell, I'm forever a supporter, okay? Period, point blank, all right? But anyway, somebody DM me. I don't like mess. I don't like mess. And you guys know I try to keep it cute, keep it on mute. I definitely try to stay neutral. But if somebody know what the dealio is, DM me. Ciao. Because, yeah, just do that. But anyway, thank you, Olivia. I did see her live. She did say she may be going back live. So we shall see. Excuse me, Mildred, I believe I got you, but hey, Mildred, Conversations and Cocktails, shout out to all of the content creators in the building. I just did something special too. Hold on, guys, because you're not gonna do this today. Hold on, guys. Come on, Teddy. Up and out. Let's go. Go. Get out. Go. And here you go. And there you go. All right, I'm gonna close my door. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I'm not doing this today. Okay. Hopefully, I won't be able to hear them. I didn't lock the fur babies out of my office. Yeah, now they're barking at the damn door. Ooh, child. Anyway, let's be clear. Hey, let's be clear. Hey, Lizzie. Hey, Bevy. Hello, Beverly Childs. Hey, Titi. Child, I'm gonna go lock them up in the back in a minute, because it's annoying. Hey, Monica. All right, let me see. Joanna, hello. Titi, again, I believe I got you. Shout out to the cutie crew. We had a nice members only live the other day. I'm looking forward to our members only live this week. We had a lot to talk about, child. Tanya B, I just want to know why Tisha keep filming it in that filthy spot. Okay, comments like this, I'm just gonna highlight. We'll get to those in a minute. Let's see. Claudia Beard, hey Claudia, hey Laverne. Let's see here. Eddie B, Swimmer for life. Hey, cutie crew member. Hey, just listening. Hello, crochet and music. What do you think, Mill? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, child. That's why I said somebody DM me, please. Look, Teresa, I'm over these damn fur babies, okay? Child. They take up too much of my time. Hey, Braylon. How are you? Long time no see. Again, guys, make sure you follow the content creators. We got Maritha Gray in the building, Prosperity Thick Girl, Pink Table Topics, Braylon Lee, Mildred Conversations and Cocktails. Let's see. I'm scrolling. If I missed anybody, let me know. Let me know. Trending. Now you know I can't miss my little sis child. Trending at some point. Yes, ma'am. That's my little sis. We also got True Wisdom TV. Shout out to the content creators. I appreciate you guys for stopping through. Okay, Tanya B. S. White, Neva P. Karen Carter, Gloria Strickland, Chris Stephanie. That's different. Chris Stephanie. Hey, Juan Davis. Hey, Gigi. Gigi. Just when I say your name, I always think of Gigi that told coleslaw, the P, just one pop. Baby, that Gigi and that live was classic. Do you hear me? Hey, Tawana. Hello. Hey, Miss Lady. Hey, Ernestine. Hey, Honesty. Hey, S Simply. GE. Let's see. You're a little better. I was able to get out of bed. Okay. Hopefully you are anybody that's going through any type of sickness. First of all, I'm definitely gonna stop the music. Let me cough. For anybody that's going through any type of sicknesses or the flu that's going around, I know a couple of you have it. I still got remnants of it. And my prayers are that all of us can get better soon. But I do want to do a special mention for our Aunt Debbie. You guys, please keep Aunt Debbie in your prayers. Please say a special prayer for Aunt Debbie. All right, I'm gonna say a couple more hellos. We're gonna get into this recap. This is an open panel as well. Once I'm done, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Hey, YouTube Q. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Hey, Megan. Hey, True Wisdom again. Hey, Tay. Again, my little sis trending. I love when I can hold it, child. This cold been doing this little thing. Hey, Terry T, baby. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna highlight that one. Any comments about the episode? I'll try to highlight. Hello again to Maritha, Regina Ashby. I believe I may have gotten everybody, guys. I'm getting down. Hey, Coco Lee. I'm getting down to the bottom. Hey, Kim Johnson. Tyra, my cutie mod. One of my trusted cutie mods. All of them are. But Tyra just be on it. You hear me driving tonight. Tyra, you better not be driving tonight. Thank you, Linda Gamble. Okay. I get it, Maritha. I get it, sis. I do. Believe me, I do. But okay, guys. Hey, Simply Beautiful. It's TP from the Shy. I stay in the bushes. But I love you, chit chat. Oh, Latanya, thank you for that. Oh, and you from the Shy. So you already know how I feel about you, girl. For real. Yeah. I don't get it. And look, I've always said that, people have a right to like who they like. But some things I'd be confused about, because some things just seem to be from out of nowhere. So again, I don't know, but I am going to say this. I also had the pleasure of speaking, not with Mel, but one of my girls, this past weekend as well. And you guys know how I roll. I am here to give content to you guys. I'm here for this sisterhood that we got going on. And yeah, when it comes to the sisters, you know what I mean? I'm not wavering on that. And I learned of a lot of you based off of commentary from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I started this channel to cuss coleslaw out because of the BS that she was saying about Mel. So that's how strongly I feel about that. Okay. And again, just DM me. Don't put anything in the chat. We're gonna try to keep it cute. We're gonna try to keep it cute. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit the like button. It's 300 of you guys joining me right now, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are watching from the bushes, drop down and chit chat. I promise we do not bite. Not all the time. We don't bite. But drop down and chit chat with us and get a part of this community that's going on over here. Hey, Talisha, Tanisha, Too Blessed for You, Neva F, Sherry McLean, Color Me Entertained, and anybody else. Prosperity, I think I got you. Anybody else that I may have missed. But we already 17 minutes in. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 27, Peace Before the Storm Me. Peace Before the Storm Me. And Stormy was on one. And I just want to go ahead and say this, Tisha, you a wuss. You a wuss. It's not respected to me when you're talking in your confessional instead of confronting Stormy head on in her face. And I'll start off with this as well. Okay, trending. Stormy, you still got that same funky ass attitude from when you popped up on the scene on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll get to more of that in a minute. I don't know if Stormy think folks scared of her or what, but yeah. I see Mildred. She definitely don't want no smoke, child, because damn, how many times does Stormy got to call her husband a biatch? No, man. No, man. That would have never, ever, never flown with me. I'm sorry. We'll get to that because I don't even want to go on a tangent. But anyway, the episode started off with Kimmy, Maurice, and another damn Scott brother, Mika, going over renovations that still not completed at Kimmy and Maurice's business. Another Scott, okay? But I will say this. Their office spaces definitely look better than what Tisha and Marceau give. We've seen open walls, no drywall up, dust, and everything else when it comes to Tisha and Marceau, but it is what it is. Kimmy is putting pressure on Mika to finish. She also feels like Maurice is not doing his part. She wants a handyman, a handy husband, and Maurice ain't that. Now, I know you guys are the wives of the long-term girlfriends and everything else. I know when I was in my marriage, I had honey-do list damn near every week. You gotta be handy. Handy turned me on, okay? I don't want no calluses. You ain't gotta have no calluses and dirty nails. But yeah, you gotta be handy. But Maurice said that he's not in it. He don't want no parts of it, period, point blank. And yeah, Maurice is just concerned about getting laid, child. That's it, Kimmy. And just accept that and go on about your business. But he did say that he has a lot of cases, and he really does not have the time, but he will get it figured out. Kimmy then says that, Maurice basically, and I believe she was in her confessional when she said this, he only does things when it's mutually beneficial and convenient. Yeah, that seems like the case to me, from what we can tell, child. But after that, they go back to them. Kimmy goes into her vaginal sting and her libido. And I made sure to go ahead and fast forward that thing. I just refuse to continue to listen to Kimmy talk about her cooch. I'm just over it. And then they got into Tisha's fake pregnancy storyline. And guess what I did? I fast forwarded that too. Maurice was trying to act shocked. Maurice was trying to say, oh my God, what is Marcel going to do? And all of this. And fake news in my orange man voice, number 45. Fake news, fake news. Let's see. So that was that on that. They really don't give much at all. So I ain't got much to give at all myself when it comes to them. But next up was Tisha and Stormy meeting up. And they met up at Tisha's realty office. Not realty. But anyway, as I mentioned about that drywall child and all that, the open wires, and that's a hazard. That's a damn hazard. I would have to film that scene either next door at Black or outside. No, sir. One of them wires fall down and electrocute folks. Hell no. But anyway, let me go ahead and get into this. Now, we do know last week, Tisha said that she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Now she's telling Stormy that she's ready to get to work. I'm confused. I'm just confused. Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom again, what you told Kimmy? Or do you want to be involved? I don't get it. I also didn't get these heels, these scripper heels. I didn't get that either. But anyway, Stormy asked if Tisha talked to Kiki. Tisha said no. Tisha is basically over it. And Tisha said that nailed the coffin. And I thought it was nailed in the coffin. Like, if something happened that puts the nail in the coffin, maybe it's just me. But yeah, she said that she's over it. And then Stormy said that, Tisha should basically be supportive because Kiki is in recovery, and she's not using any longer. Tisha said, no, Kiki is still using. And I'm like, damn, were you there? And she said, well, I haven't seen it, but Kiki's behavior is very similar to when she was using. I had to agree with what Stormy said in her confessional. Stormy said that, don't accuse someone without having proof. And Tisha has been doing just that, damn near from the first episode when they came back, yeah. But anyway, they then spoke of Tisha going to Vegas with her friends, and Stormy asked if Marceau went. Tisha said no. He went to Columbia, child, for a bachelor party. Stormy was shocked because, like I feel, and she said it, Columbia is damn near prostitute central. It's been out here. Tisha had no idea. She acted like she was shocked. And I just had to think to myself, like, is Tisha aware of anything outside of her home? The average people know about, not he went to go get a BBL, Maretha, Lord have mercy. But the average people know what Columbia especially gives. Like Stormy said, it's a brothel. But, Marceau is always running game on Tisha. Same with that damn Africa trip. She said that he promised to take her next time. Babe, we gotta go. But I kind of chuckled at Stormy saying, Tisha said, but he said they had fun. And Stormy threw a little shade and said, I bet he did. Yeah, for sure. But this is what Tisha pissed me off. Her lack of accountability in copying Stormy's shipping info. Her response was very blah. She was very nonchalant about it. She just gave no fucks, period. Just did not care. She said that, she didn't do it. Her team should have caught it. It was out of her hands. And no, ma'am, you definitely should have caught it. You don't put anything, you don't put business, especially your kids' business, and everything that it entails in someone else's hands. And you don't even take the time out to read over the work that they've done. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So Stormy, got a little upset about it. She said, "Are you going to apologize?" And Tisha said, "For what?" And I was puzzled and shocked. Apologize for my damn name and my email address being on your website. So I just didn't get that. I don't know if you guys felt some type of way about that, but we know that it is Tisha's pattern, basically, to really not take accountability. She did later on in this episode for something, and I was shocked. But she didn't even feel like she should have called Stormy. Stormy was like, "Well, I called you," and all of that. Tisha basically said she didn't care. She said she got her money off of it, and she's good with that. So guess what Tisha won't ever get from a lot of people? More money. You're showing your business practices. You're showing that you just don't care, and you're showing that it's all about money. That's just disrespectful to me. And I'm shocked that old ghetto Stormy didn't get active at that time. But they planned to have a double date and stated that they would be meeting up later, you know, for that double date. Child, they barking again. They gonna bark. Anyway, this next scene also disappointed me. It really did. It really did. Next up was Chris Fletcher going to meet his wife, Nell. And Nell, I'm just going to say it. I was truly disappointed in you in this scene. You need to look inward, sis. When it comes to your kids, pump the brakes. Just pump the brakes. All Chris did was basically mention little Chris, and Nell went off. Nell went off. She said, "Look, Chris was an a-hole." She said that he needs to get up off his grown arse. Chris said, being with him, he saw a different side to him that he hasn't seen before. And Chris was also looking at her. I made sure to try to snap this picture because he was really looking at her like, damn, can you just listen for a minute? Can you show some compassion? But he let her know that he feels like, look, Chris needs counseling. Nell said, for what? Because when he has money, he's good. But Chris went on to mention how when little Chris and he had a talk, little Chris was telling him, how he hasn't been himself, how he really does not want to be bothered, how people are always down his throat, how he sometimes just hops in the car and take a drive, and basically he's going through something. And that, seemed to have registered just a little bit. That seemed to have registered a little when it comes to Nell. But she did go on to say, driving around for what? That's how you get your ass in trouble and the police get involved. It's like, lady, calm down. But Chris basically let her know, look, he's going through depression, and I felt for him so much that it made me tear up. And Mel said, well, I guess, it's because he got a lot of letters for football, and he didn't go for that. Then he got in trouble with the po-pos, And she also said that they brought him a lot of fancy cars and all of that. And, Chris said that the boy is lost and he really just does not understand it. So it seemed again to me that it finally sunk in. And she said that, I won't bring up the money anymore. I promise I just won't even do that. She did let Chris know, excuse me, guys, that, she will support him. She kind of said, I ain't going to no counseling because I ain't going to be in there arguing with him. Instead of just, damn, I get it. And on the outside looking in, we will never know exactly what it was that they went through with him, but that's still her child. That's still her son. And, tough love sometimes is not always the best love. You got to pay attention to the signs. You got to pay attention to the details. You got to pay attention to your kids, whether they are grown or not, because God forbid they do something to harm themselves. So Nell, for me, needs to stop being so argumentative all the time. I like the firecracker that Mel gives, but not when it comes to your kids. It's like, girl, just settle down, okay? Please, just settle down. But yeah, she agreed that she will support Chris if needed. And that's that on that scene. It seems that way, Tennessee girl. Tennessee girl, let me see, because I'm looking at you on my phone, but you put that Nell seems like she don't even hug and kiss her kids. Yeah, it seems like it's a tough love type of thing. It seems like it's, straight tough love with her all the time. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I do think, like I said, that it would be nice if she showed something different, because I do like their family. I do. And I do think that they bring a fresh new dynamic to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I want to see more, but not at the expense of their family. You know what I mean? What else? Okay, next up was Kimmy, Tisha, and Mel meeting up for their pedicures. And Kimmy and Tisha arrived first. They started talking about the damn vaginal stain. Again, I'm over it. Tisha asked if it worked on Kimmy. Kimmy said no. Kimmy then asked about the fake storyline, the possibility of Tisha being pregnant, even though the test said she wasn't pregnant. And she asked Tisha if she went home and spoke with Martell. And Tisha said no. I mean, Lord have mercy, not Martell, Marceau. Tisha said no. And Kimmy was like, why? Kimmy, she got to drag this storyline on for as long as she can. Duh. That's why. But anyway, Mel arrived. And, I liked seeing them all cordial. I will say that. Kimmy mentioned how busy Mel has been. And she said how social media is like Mel's diary. Kimmy then threw a shade, and she said that she didn't know if Mel's name changing ceremony was a community event. That was straight shade, okay? Because even though Mel shared the invite on social media, she didn't share an address. She didn't share much other than how beautiful the invitation looked. Child, coughing again. Hold on, guys. And I promise you, my nose has not been clogged up all day. Or maybe it's when I talk a lot. But anyway, that was shade. That's saying, was it a community event or not? Now, Kimmy, you know damn well that wasn't going to be a community event or event. But anyway, Kimmy felt some type of way because she didn't get an invite. Mel said she didn't want it to be a thing, basically like it's a thing now because we're talking about it. She said that inviting Kimmy and Maurice and Tisha and Marceau, that would have got back to Martell. And we already know what Mr. Man would have done Plus, we know y'all really not like that. But they got into the name change thing. We all talked about that. I made a video and I still feel the same that I initially felt. I felt like Kimmy didn't even have to go there into that whole conversation, period, for me. The whole breakdown of the stereotypes and how it's so tragic. She didn't really have to do all of that. It was a bit much. And I wanted to say, since Kimmy paid so much attention to social media by saying she saw male stuff and she can tell what's going on with that, and social media's male diary, which was shade as well. I wondered if she checked social media after she made these comments, because I dropped a video of her post from yesterday. The majority was on male side. During the episode on Twitter, the majority was on male side. So instead of you screening male stuff, you may need to start looking at your own, because people was not feeling that, okay? At all. It was no need to bring up, yes, sis, we all over her child. No need at all to do what she did. But we know that Mel checked her in her old classy way. And I loved it. She threw that shade right on back about baby mamas and how Kimmy and Jalen don't have the same last name and all of that. It could have went into a whole lot more. The fact is this, Mel was married. Mel decided to get a divorce, and then Mel decided to change her damn name. Period. And the end. That's it. That's all. But anyway, Mel said that her kids understands, and she said in her confessional that she wanted genuine people there who are really supportive of her, and that the history that her and Kimmy and her and Tisha and all of them have, they are not there yet. They're not there yet. She did say that, what else happened real quick? Oh, before I get to that, Mel mentioned to Tisha how the last time that they were together, how Tisha wasn't open to discussion. That's when they were at the comeback group after meeting or whatever, after the expo. And when I mentioned earlier that Tisha did something shocking, she apologized for it. I couldn't believe it. Tisha accepted responsibility and accountability. Could not believe it. But anyway, it ended off. Kimmy felt the meeting was great. She asked Tisha and Mel if they've unblocked each other. They both said no. Mel said that they're cool in real life, so it's really no need for that. And she said that it'll take too much because they have so many people blocked. Just to scan that whole list is really not worth it. But in the end, the misunderstandings seem to have been cleared up. So yeah, it's just like for me, I think God got me in my own little lane, child, because I couldn't be on a reality. I don't know. I got pop off fish in me. I ain't got ignorant like Stormy, but I probably would have popped off on Kimmy a little bit more. But what's next? Okay, so we at the last scene, guys. And thank you guys so much for all of your comments. And thank you guys for tuning in. We have 456 people that are currently watching. I appreciate you guys. But let's go ahead and get into the whole ignorant exchange. The double date at the pool hall. And Stormy and Courtney, Marceau, and Tisha. So Stormy and Courtney were the first to arrive. They played a little pool while they were waiting for Tisha and Marceau. Stormy mentioned to Courtney how she met with Tisha, and she said it was really awkward. She said that Tisha deflected a lot and put everything on the designer instead of her taking accountability. Stormy said that meeting with Tisha turned her off. And she said she don't know if she really liked them like that anymore. And in her confessional, she stated, she started the name calling. This is what I don't like with Stormy. Stormy gonna call people bitches and hoes and this and that. And she did just that. She said that she's tired. No, she said I could barely read my own handwriting. She said that she's tried with these FRs people. It sounded like she said fluck R's people. She could have said funky. She could have said phony, but I don't see why they would have bleeped that out. So yeah, she said she's tired of these FS people. She said she tried, but she realizes that biatch was playing with her the other day, talking about Tisha. And she said, ho, I let you make it, and you still playing with me. She said, I'm tired of playing with y'all hoes. That was a bit much for me. And this is one of the main reasons why I don't care for Stormy and why I have never even attempted to spend a penny with her. She is ghetto, Tyra and Claudia. She is ghetto. And yeah, you're a whole businesswoman out here and you don't know how to conduct yourself. You know, people that feel like they untouchable like that, they irk me. We'll get into that. But the ghetto hood rep behavior is how she came on this show, and she feels like folks need to be scared of her. We remember her exchange with Destiny. She told Tisha before, get active then. Then she also said in her confessional that Marceau and Tisha were an hour late, and she said the hoes think they're somebody. Bitch, you ain't. What is up with all of that? Like, seriously. That was a bit much for me. Very disrespectful. Yeah, very disrespectful. Because look, this is, if I'm not mistaken, her first full season as a full-time cast member. You got a pinky toe in the door. And you coming like this? No, ma'am. It's like, who the hell does she think she is? But anyway, let's get on back to the scene. But I do want to say, if what they've done rubbed her the wrong way to that point, go ahead and exit stage left. You know, because if everybody conducted themselves like Stormy with the B's and the H's and all of that, we may as well turn on Zeus. We may as well turn on Zeus Network. But back to the scene, they spoke about the backyard brawl. Marceau said, yeah, well, I heard, Courtney, you were a little mad at me. Courtney said he wasn't really mad. He was just mad at Marceau calling him Mr. Steele. Marceau told Courtney, well, that's selective outrage because you didn't have a problem with your wife calling me a biatch. And look, I know we all feel about Marceau, how we may feel, but Marceau was absolutely correct. Courtney should have checked his wife, whether Marceau has biatch tendencies or not. Stormy was out of line, but Courtney said, I ain't have a problem with that, and he should have. Marceau then said that he wanted to get his lick back, and that's why he called Courtney Mr. Steele. And I'm going to say Marceau did the right thing to me when he did that, because guess what he did? He took it to the man. He didn't take it to Stormy. So yeah, he was being petty by calling Courtney Mr. Steele, but that exchange, if it would have been one, would have been between the men. But baby, Stormy got upset with that when Marceau said that. And she said, no, well, you should have. And I'm just confused, Stormy. Are you a woman or are you a Negro? Because most men are not going to go tit for tat like that with women, especially when you went as low as you did and call somebody a biatch. It's just not normal. Um, you know, I, I'm a little concerned for Stormy because let me just put it like this. She needs to consider herself lucky. Now, I'm not saying that I ever agree with a man putting hands on a woman, but you may run across one, Stormy, that may do just that. Slap the shiznit out of your ass because who you think you talking to? Okay? Who you think you talking to? So again, I don't agree, but I understand sometimes. But what else do I have here? Tisha. Oh, well, yeah, this is where Tisha didn't stand on business because when Stormy told him that, she said, well, you were acting like a biatch. You know, again. Tisha sat there and giggled. I thought y'all resolved this. I don't think anybody likes being called a biatch. No, ma'am, Tisha. No, ma'am. Now we know if Messy Earth Wanda was there. Well, I don't know because it seems like Wanda only had that level of snapback, clapback, and all of the above when it came to Mel. Because I don't know, I haven't been looking at her lives, but has she completely went off on Stormy? I don't think so. I don't think so. So yeah, Stormy was just disrespectful, but this is what really, really got me. She told Marceau that dog it, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, she felt like Marceau saying that he said the shady comment about Mr. Steele to Courtney. Stormy had the nerve to say, child, that was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. Are you kidding me? That's disrespectful, but you're not by calling that man a bitch. Please. But she said, yeah, him going at Stormy was something that a man should not do. That's something that a biatch would do. I'm confused, and like I said, if Courtney don't tell her to get her some business, you know, it's a lot of disrespectful ass men out here in these streets, and one of them may just, you know, put them paws on his wife instead of him just saying, "Look, let me handle talking to the men. Let me do that." But what else? Again, I just didn't like Tisha's response. Tisha was upset, but she still kept her cool. And I'm sorry, when Stormy called my husband a biatch again for a fifth time, them pool sticks and balls and every damn thing else would have been flying Stormy's way, because what you're not going to do is continue to punk me and disrespect my husband. So yeah, this is why people don't like Stormy, the majority, I would say. But Marceau told her, no, this is what she said, it was disrespectful. Marceau said that he's just going to ignore her. And Stormy said, no, that's disrespectful. And that's why Tisha got a drink thrown in her face. Again, I'll say this. Although I enjoyed the optics of Kiki throwing that drink in Tisha's face, Kiki was wrong. And we all know that. Kiki was wrong. And for Stormy to say that again is just, it's the audacity for me. Tisha seemed to have gotten upset about that, and no, that's not the case. That's immature and blah, blah, blah. But she did say in her confessional that Stormy was shady and rude. And she's right. So it looks like a light bulb went off in Tisha's head, finally, when it comes to the disrespect. But Marceau mentioned how in Stormy's culture, and I promise you, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. He said in Stormy's culture, bitch is a frequent word. But he does not have time to learn adults new culture. That was shade, and I loved it. I'm sorry, I loved it. With him just talking about like you out there, and it is a whole different culture now. Some women refuse to address other women as biatches. And yeah, I don't like to play like that because if you say it to me jokingly and then you say it to me when you're serious, instead of me having to decipher what's what, just don't do it, okay? But yeah, Stormy got mad. She quit the game and she walked on out. And I'm gonna say it again. Marceau was right. Everybody don't operate like that. Period. So that was the end of the episode. Tisha was like, y'all invited us, but they were an hour late. That would have pissed me off. They were an hour late. But next stop will be Houston. Next stop will be Houston. I believe in the preview, they showed Kimmy Chow talking about sex. Talking about sex. A sex therapist and all of that. I'm oh child, I'm just over it. But yeah, we already know that there is a lot that we will see when it comes to the Houston trip, and I am looking forward to it. So that's my little recap, my live recap. So I'm going to go up. You guys got a lot of comments in here, and I appreciate it. I'm going to scroll through and read some. Too blessed for you. Thank you for being a Cutie Crew member for 7 months. Team Dr. Melody Cherie Rogers. Periods. Okay, so I see the mods are saying we only got 233 likes or 233 needed. We have 514 people watching. If you guys could please hit the like button for me, I would appreciate it. It's free. Keeps us in the algorithm and all of that. Allows other people to find us. So hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. All right, Tanya B, you put this comment at the start of the live. You put, hey, y'all, I just want to know why Tisha keep filming in that filthy spot where there's no progress, where no progress is being made. Excuse me. Why get dressed cute to film in filth? Ooh, child. Okay, back to the Christmas tree you go. Hilarious. In fact, no, ma'am, we would have been at Black next door. At Simply GE, you said Stormy is the right one for them because she is just as corny, but looks like she can't. She can fight. Male to last to brawl. Okay, I don't get that last part. You say Stormy looks like she can fight. Child, a lot of times they be all bark, no bite. For me, it's unwarranted. She coming on strong. She's coming on strong, okay? For this to be her first full-time season. You're not no veteran on this show. And pipe down. And maybe I wouldn't feel so strongly if this wasn't how Stormy introduced herself to us. Okay? Yeah, that Valentine's Day, that's, one of the first episodes with Stormy. And she was ghetto then. Y'all heard what LaDon said. Oh, I thought you was about to say something else. Thank you, Maritha. Hit the like button. Yes, it's Tay said Maurice is lazy. Child. You too cute. I can't even say that one, child. Kimmy is a sugar mama. Oh, wow. Okay. Kimmy wants a handyman, but don't get it. And Maurice wants kitty cat. And Kimmy does everything she can to provide. It seems that way. So if she bending and rolling over, child, or turning over, rolling over, and suffering through it, the least thing you can do is climb up on a ladder inside this home. It's the least thing you can do. From this day forward, Tisha needs to relax with Melody, scared of Stormisha. Stormisha would just have to tangle with me on a daily, and at least each time we meet up. Facts. She's punked Tisha. And I want to know how things went at that doggone. This is why I don't like them filming the reunion as early as they did, because did they even watch these scenes? And we asked this question before. Did they watch the scenes in advance? Because if not, this could have been a whole different type of reunion, you know? Was Carlos scared? Was the producer scared and said, we better go ahead and take this now, because once they start seeing these episodes and confessionals, it may be on and popping? I don't know. Prosperity, you put Kimmy knew she was married. She knew she married a man child. Why don't we ever see these clients and cases? Yeah, we've been asking that. A lot of you guys say you fast forward. Baby, I fast forward right on through it. Yeah, I did see the bar stools too. I don't know, child. Hazard zone for real. Yes, Tennessee girl, and you know I feel the same way. We always see a lot of preparation when it comes to the Scotts. Hold on, guys. We always see a lot of office prep and this and that and renovations, but I ain't seen Tisha in action nowhere, and we would like to see that. We haven't seen Maurice with no cases, but we would like to see that. A couple more comments, and then let me go ahead and drop the link. Anybody want to come up and discuss the episode? Feel free to click the link. We will have, depending on if or how many people click the link, we will have 1 hour. 1 hour. I apologize to you guys. I cannot do the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours no more. And I'm still a little sick. They lied so much she didn't remember what she said. You're not the only one being confused. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused. I really am. All these double-minded people on this show. Yes, it's hard keeping up with the lies. Absolutely. I'm listening, fixing your salad. Are you? Excuse me. Too blessed for you. I don't know. Oh, and I got a little left, but the lettuce probably wilted. I don't know if you guys have a mod pizza by you, but you can make your salads, and they put everything, whatever you want on it. OMG. I got the big mega salad. It's like $15, $16, but it lasts me about 3 days. I think I got it Saturday or Friday. Let's see. Shout out again to the cutie mods. I'm gonna read a couple more questions. We do have some folks backstage, so I promise you guys I will be letting you up in 1 second. Shout out to 503 people that are watching. Please hit the like button. Somebody told Tisha to clean that ass up, because that was sure enough defamation of character. But she really didn't clean it up, Gloria. I mean, at the end, she finally said, well, I apologize. But for me, it was a little too late. It was after you said, I made my money. I don't care. Well, no, I apologize to you for what? So, no, I shouldn't have to stand in your face. That's one thing I can agree with Stormy about. I shouldn't have to stand in your face and point out all the reasons why you owe me an apology. The public pulled me into this as well. And it was something that happened totally by you, your team, whoever. Yeah, we get that we want her to be accountable, but Peggy, there's also a way in that scene, she said after that she realized that Tisha was punking her when they went to that, hazard site. But Stormy was trying to hold her accountable for sure. Tisha copies from everybody. She's not creative at all. Tisha's second denial. It wasn't me. Copy and paste gate. Not copy and paste gate. She thinks everyone is slow. She's responsible for her site. She doesn't have any business sense. She don't. And it shows. Tisha stated that she used the same person to design her suite, I'm assuming. No, site as Stormy. So why wasn't that mentioned? Yeah, she did not mention that in that scene. Great point. She definitely didn't. All right, let's get a couple comments for the other scenes. Let's see. Does she realize that's a lawsuit? Obviously, she don't. And the way Stormy talking, child, I wouldn't be surprised if one was coming. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, ADR. Hey, Khalees. Okay, let me read a couple more comments, guys. Probably just wanted someone to take care of him. Entitled kids don't know how to cope independently. I think it's more than that. Yes, it's Tay. I do. I didn't get, I know they're privileged. Don't get me wrong. But in that scene with he and his daddy, Chris Sr., I didn't get that. Like he just wanted. I think that it was a cry for help. And I think that Nell could do better. Being a mom and dealing with kids, it can be a lot, especially when they don't listen. So you get Nell. Yeah, but Gloria, don't you also have to be there for them? Prosperity said I was with Nell at first because kids can be brats when they don't want to be responsible. But when Chris broke it down, I feel that she came around a little softer. Finally. But it took a lot. Yeah, get that boy back his dogs too. Give him back his dogs. Hey, Delicia. All right, couple more comments. Let me scroll down. Let's be clear. You put my daughter's 24. I'm trying to assist her in adulthood. This generation wants instant results and gratification. So I'm trying to be patient with her and let her know something takes time. Yeah. Okay. So you guys think that this is all based off of them providing for him? Are you guys getting spoiled brat vibes? Because I'm getting something that's going on internally vibes. A lot of people feel that way. Pamela says she's sick of look Chris begging us. All right. Let's go down. Let's see. I know y'all beat. I know, and y'all know Neil beat Chris and the side chick Urs. He decided to let the weasel inside the love nest. Kudos to you, Neil. Okay. Hey, Deshonda. All right. Let's see. Couple more comments, and I'm going to the panel. Tanya B, I'm gonna need Kimmy to get the F on because in Texas at the rental house pool, she called Mel's name change ceremony corny, but was mad she didn't get the invite list. Yep, we discussed that in a live Saturday, this past Saturday. Sometimes the reason you don't get an invitation is because you're not inviting. Great point, Graylin Lee. Yeah. And look, our history proves why none of y'all asses was invited. I mean, Marty is a good guy. Kimmy? No, ma'am. Weren't they the same ones in season 1 making fun of Mel doing social media? Then they tried to copy her and failed. Yep. I remember. They thought they was going to take over social media. I mean, look, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. Mel has it. Mel has support, number one. And, they don't. Not much. It still was a lie. Tisha didn't take accountability for the real issue with Mel. Tennessee girl, as far as, yeah, I think she could have, because she came off strong with the SK at the Expo meeting. And it did seem like she definitely had personal issues with Mel. Mel peeped it. A lot of us peeped it, but Tisha is changing her tune. So, all right, let me get down to this last scene and then we'll get started. Knowing Mel, I said all I was thinking about Tisha. Uncle Grandma Wanda would have got on social media and went straight off. Yeah. But she sure ain't got that same energy for Stormy. We wonder why Wanda. Why? And Tisha. Tisha could have a little more energy than she has. So is she scared? I don't know. All right, let's get into the last scene when it comes to Marcel be bringing some zingers, throw her off her rant rave. He got one brownie point with that one. She said it's the culture. So he called her on it. He did. He did. And everybody is not a part of that culture. So I get it. People are raised differently, raised in other places and all of that. But yeah, a lot of people don't just walk around doing all of that. Even if I get on here and cuss folks out. And I ain't got nothing about people that do in their commentary when it comes to YouTube, but I very seldomly will call somebody a biatch. And but it is what it is. Not a big deal. Stormy is out of line. Keep pushing that phrase to Marceau. Teacher needs to put on her big girl panties and put Stormy in her place. My friends know not to use that word with me, period. Facts. Facts, Audrey. Y'all talking about Tisha's too small clothes. It does seem like everything, hey, Cookie, is a tad bit tight. You sick of light-skinned tissue, aka Kimmy talking about X every episode. Yeah, we over it. We over it. We are over it. Thank you, Carolyn. All right, 2 or 3 more for those of you that's backstage. 2 or 3 more. Mucinex head, y'all know y'all got some names, child. Mucinex head Maurice is not a protector or provider. So why is Kimmy still there? Is only because of her age and sickness. Okay. All right. Thank God I didn't watch along with Trending because I wouldn't be able to watch the whole thing. Deshonda, I think Stormy could take Tisha just because Stormy was in the military, and she may seem to hit some of them military moves on her. All right, that's if they start throwing them balls, huh? Thank you, JD, for the super chat. You put Kiowa gets the last laugh about who Kimmy stole. Facts, facts, facts. Where's Kiowa? We mentioned that as well. Where is Kiowa? They didn't send Kiowa on about her business. But thank you again, JD. I appreciate it.
Plenty dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get to the panel. Let me see. I done uploaded a couple new overlays. Let's see. Did I? I did, but where are they? Well, here's one. We'll use Mel. That's how I'm looking like. Who back here? Prosperity, is this you?
Yes, it is, Vic.
All right. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. BLS, is this you?
Hey, Chit Chat. Yes, it's me.
All right. Thanks for joining me. Braylon Lee, is this you, Braylon?
Of course it is. Good to hear you, Chit Chat.
Nice to hear your voice, Braylon. Thanks for joining me.
No problem.
Next up, we got LaDawn. Hey, sis.
Hey, Chit Chat. Hey, I'm Panel.
Hey,
Hey.
LaDawn.
Hey, LaDawn.
Hey.
Right. Next up, we got Maritha. Hey, Maritha.
Hey.
Hey.
Miss you, Maritha.
Hey.
How are you, Maritha? You good?
I'm good. You know, life been life, and I'm just trying to live.
I feel you. For real. All right. Thanks for joining me. Next up, we got Mary Willis. Hey, Mary.
Hey, it's my
Hi,
first
how are
time,
you?
and I'm doing it right.
You
Can you
are
hear me?
doing it right. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chit Chat. Thank you. I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. We just be chit-chatting up here. That's it. That's all. But thank you,
Okay.
Mary, for joining me. And then we have Gail Harris. Gail, is this you?
It is. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
All right, guys. I'm going to put this up. We're going to go and get into this discussion.
Oh my
I'm gonna get
goodness. Oh.
Not that face,
Ooh.
though. Not that face.
y'all the old, as Kimmy called him, the old Marty. Marty, look. Y'all let me know what you thought about this episode. We're going to start with Prosperity. Prosperity, thick girl. Your thoughts on this episode? Peace before the storm me.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey,
And you done spoke your girl up and she went live.
who did?
Wanda.
She live now?
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram or YouTube? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll check her later. I guess.
No, I'm just saying you spoke her up, and then next thing you know, I saw she was going.
Well, hopefully she addressing Stormy or Wanda. If you listening,
she called herself
hopefully
doing
you
that.
addressing Stormy.
She called herself
Go
doing
ahead,
I'm
She
tired of
better
Maurice.
shut up. She better leave Stormy alone.
Shut up.
All
right, Prosperity, you are up.
I am tired of Maurice and Kimmy, and it just always got to refer to Cooch, and I'm so tired of it. Lady, you knew you married a man child when you married him, but you were so pressed to be your wife, to be a scat, and now you a scat. You knew that man wasn't handy dandy or nothing in between. You know he lazy. They don't finish nothing. So the fact that you thought you had a handy dandy man is a lie. I don't believe you thought that, because that man don't look like he can fix a peanut butter and jelly, let alone something around the house. Gone away from me with that mess. If I was Stormy, Tisha would have got popped. Who you talking to and who you playing with? That's not my problem. But it's funny how you lackadaisical and think it's funny when you in her face, but then when you go in your confessionals, you want to say it with your chest, an apology. Oh, that wasn't gonna happen. But and when you were gonna say, he need to apologize to you because he's the one that did it. I had nothing to do with it. And this is why you'll never be the boss that you want to be like Mel. Because what boss says that it's not my fault? I didn't even read it at all. My girl said she proofread it and she said it was fine. So I said it was fine and I let him put it through. But first of all, who gave him Stormy's website to go off of? You. That man did not think of that on his own. You give a person parameters. You tell them what you want it to say, and all of that, and they type it and put it in. Website creators ain't just making up your whole website and everything they think you want on it and the pictures and the work. They're not doing that. So therefore, you gave him Stormy thing and said, I wanted to be something like this. You can word it like this. You probably said, don't word it verbatim, but this is what I'm going for. And he said, I'm not paid to reword things. I'm paid to type what the heck you gave me, and I type what you gave me. So you'll never be the boss that you want to be if you keep handing off your daggone things to somebody else to handle when it's your business, but you happy that it made money. You wouldn't have played with me like that. Ain't no way I'm going to tell you my business took a hit because what you did with your business, and you going to tell me that ain't your problem? Oh, but I did make some. Okay. Stormy, you can't be about all that you say you about, because baby, that right there, that's the reason to pop somebody. This other stuff, you were doing too much. I like you, but you were doing too much. But this right here is when you should have went where you be trying to go. Because what you ain't going to do is stand in my face and be bold enough to say what she said. No God. Nell could be a little softer, but when Chris first started talking, I looked at it as mother. He's a brat. He's doing this for attention. He don't want to have to pay me back my money. Da da da. But when her husband said, I saw something different in him, that's when her ears should have perked up and she should have started listening. I like, y'all all know I am Team Nell, but her ears should have perked up when he started talking about the riding around at night. He feeling like he's not wanted by the family, like they all. When those things started coming into play, we can think our children are brats, but when certain situations come up and your man says he couldn't even look at him without crying, yeah, now it's time to be, okay, Mama Bear, it's out, because I'm going to be protective of my cub, whether you owe me money or not, whether you a brat or not. When the father say something ain't right, something ain't right. Because Chris has said, and she has said, Chris is the one that always tell them no. So they come to her because they know they can get it from her, but Chris will be like, nope, and he'll stand on it, but she won't. So when that man started standing on what his son was saying, that should have let her know that it was something bigger than what she thought it was. But I did get her at first before all that came into play, because I was thinking the same thing. He bred and he want what he want, and he's trying to get pulled at the heartstrings, so he won't get that tough love. But like I said, when Chris said what he said, it should have changed.
Yeah.
This pedicure place, Tisha in the daggone confessionals talking about, well, Mel did throw her a cancer party, and you don't just throw parties like that for somebody that you're not real good friends with. Tisha, shut up. Mel threw that party because none of you scats wanted to throw the party. None of you scats gave care to that lady when she was going through her situation. Mel was there. Mel was sending food. Mel was sending flowers. Mel was calling. And you only did the spa thing because Mel called and said, Kimmy, are you well enough to do spas and massages and things? And then a light bulb clicked off in your head where you like, oh yeah, I want to invite everybody to a spa night. So you know they're not good friends because you are one of the people who made sure that they weren't good friends. Remember, I need you to have my back. You don't feel like you're my sister, not hers. You're supposed to have my back, whether I'm right or wrong. So you know their relationship ain't all that because you made sure that their relationship wouldn't be close. Stop playing in our face. Go sit down. Then Kimmy, girl, you made yourself look like a fool because you know that you and Mel are not that close. You know you don't even feel like that about Mel. And you know what your husband said at the reunion, y'all not even really friends. And you think Mel forgot that? She got a dark soul. Y'all not really friends and all of this. But she's supposed to be like, you know who I'm going to invite? I got to invite Kimmy. I just knew my phone was going to ring. I don't know why. It may have rung, but it wasn't never going to be Mel. You may have got a text, but it wasn't going to be from Mel, especially not about that daggone name changing ceremony. Remember, it's corny. Remember, Martell is a good guy. Remember, they look so good together. You hate that they have broken up. You wish they could get it back on track. Why do I want any of that energy at my name changing ceremony? No. Your husband don't like me. I don't really like him. I feel he's the least relevant. So why would I want him? Because I know if I invite you, he coming. You can't go nowhere without that man. Stop it. Especially not to no event. Stop. Tisha, girl, you can't call my boyfriend, my brother, my uncle, my cousin a batch in my face. But you worried about her talk about a cup being thrown in your face. You draw the line at a cup being tossed at your face. But her calling your husband a biatch 15 million times. Can we just take that word out? Can we just stop using that word? No, what you gonna do is stop playing with my husband, and what you gonna do is stop disrespecting me in my face. Don't call my man a bitch in my face, and don't call him one behind my back, because every time you do, we gonna have a problem. So if you don't want none of that, I'm gonna need you to change your words and find another one to use. I don't care about your culture. I don't care about your upbringing. I don't care about none of that. But what we do over here is grown people things. Your past trauma and your PTSD with the word batch is on you. But what we ain't gonna do is keep calling my man no batch. But maybe Tisha feels that her husband is a batch, so she happy that somebody's saying it because she can't. I don't know. But what I do know is it couldn't have been me. That's what I do know. Stormy, we cannot talk about disrespect when you have been disrespecting this man since the first half of the season. It was cute and funny and caught everybody off guard when you said it the first time because we all believe that he is one. But at
It wasn't
some
cute
point,
to me. It wasn't cute to me. Go ahead.
But at some point, the second time, that should not have came out of your mouth. Don't no man have to tell you, I don't like being called a batch. Don't no man like to be called a batch. Hell, women don't like to be called one. So why would you think a man would like to be called one? That don't make sense. But I'm not going to do it no more. But I got to get this last one out. So you was acting like a batch. Stormy, stop playing. Stop playing. You don't have respect for these people. And that's why you keep doing it. But guess what? When they don't respect you back, don't be mad. Because, Courtney, you may not have corrected her in the scene, but when she got home, you should have been, baby, Men get in fights over things like this. You are risking your man's safety, not only your own, because you try that with somebody else, they ain't gonna be with it. They ain't gonna tell her, Courtney, get your wife. Ain't nobody gonna say that. Somebody gonna pop you. Courtney gonna try to get it, and it's gonna be a whole nother situation. So no matter how
Right.
you grew up, lady, it's time to grow up and take that out your vocabulary. And Wanda's sitting over there on her laptop and some teacher ain't gotta stand up for herself. Well, she don't stand up for herself or her husband. That's the problem. You ain't in every scene. You're not there with her. Teacher, get a backbone. You need to get respect from your husband and everybody else. It's not just the other people. You need respect all around the board. But as long as you the little jellyfish without a spine, that's what's gonna keep happening. And I don't feel bad for you. That's it.
All right, Prosperity. All right now. Yeah, that's why I made the thumbnail. Tisha let Stormy disrespect Marceau again. And you said Wanda said Tisha don't have to say anything. Is that what you just
And
said?
she coming each and every time.
Well, she ain't came. Where's she coming? She not on the damn show anymore. So when you gonna come? You gonna come on live? You gonna
Exactly.
come on Instagram? What you gonna do? And Marceau is not Wanda's husband. That's Tisha's husband. So yeah, grow some balls, Tisha. And you can
And
tell that it really bothers Marceau. You can really tell, and it's not
exactly.
cute. It's not
And
cute.
one more
But
thing. Wanda said Tisha don't
okay.
hold grudges. When she stopped, ma'am, she has held a grudge against Melody for 6 daggone seasons. And I don't care how much she okay, she apologized for it, but you ain't gonna tell me that wasn't because you gotta still have a problem with Mel. I say she got mad at Mel because Marceau had met with Mel the day before, and we all know how she feel when Marceau say he meeting up with Mel because she know her husband got a crush on Mel. I say that was still part of that at that meeting.
Could have been
Shit, whenever it
child.
come to Mel and Marceau, Tisha always looks like a fool because she know her man want that lady in real
Yeah.
life.
A lot of us seem to see the same thing you just said, child. But thank you, Prosperity. Great commentary. Let me read a couple comments and I'm gonna get right on to you, BLS. Khalid says Stormy should have sued Tisha, for half of those profits. I agree. ADR, no need to be scared. We're not doing those late night. Because that drains me, and I try to do. I want to try to do more power hours and then some midday lives for my cutie crew and all of that. So yeah, I can't do that. But thank you for stopping on through. Mildred, you said Nell is a rough, tough cream puff. Nell needs to calm down. To me, D, you said she is going to be there for him, but she was real and raw, and you appreciate it. Yeah, well, I think maybe a lot of us came to that conclusion. Now I got the hiccups. Lord have mercy. Came to that conclusion after what Chris was saying finally registered with her. But at first, it was like she wasn't going to be bothered at all. But yeah, he does need counseling. I agree with that too. No one, and I do, May Gemini, no one seems to care about the daughter. She's going through it as well. Yeah, I got really excited with them doing their little TikTok video with everybody singing. And I thought one of the girls on the stairs was Chris's, his daughter. And it wasn't. So yeah, I agree. Chris needs to show some of that same compassion for his daughter and offer counseling to her as well, if it's not too late. I think it's a little of both for my experience with young adults. Some of them have meltdowns when things don't go their way the first time instead of working through it. Yeah. All right. And the last comment, we would have to go to counseling. And when I saw results and if his issues are legit, then he would get his dogs back. Chris has to be accountable first and prove he's trying to change. All right. All right. Great comments, guys. And thank you again, Prosperity. Next up is BLS.
Hey, chit chatting everybody.
Hey.
I'll start with the Fletchers. I noticed a couple of things in the scene. I think just based on her overall presentation, all that we have seen of Nail, what I could ascertain from that particular scene was he was bringing her lunch. She runs a daycare. And so I think her immediacy or rushing through it initially was because she knew what it was. I'm bringing, lunch, and then he brings lunch, and cameras are with. She was just, looked like to me she was just dipping out, grabbing this food, going back in to the babies. And so I think some of the rushing we may have heard, or her trying to like, babe, what you doing? And just kind of talking over him had a lot more to do with where she was, the time of day, and all of that. Not to say that anybody said any of that, but just based on what I've heard and what I've
She has a
seen
staff.
so far.
She has a
Huh?
staff, though. She has a staff. She has
Um,
staff and assist, right?
oh,
At the daycare?
I don't know what was going on that particular day, and I don't know whether she has staff or not. I know she got rid of, her niece. Um, so I mean, and they're flaky. They ain't getting paid a whole lot of money. And so depending on what was happening, these are just, for me considering, because when I look at her overall, I don't think that she's that way. I believe that, she's a loving mother. She's, raising her niece, so yeah. And because I was like, geez, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, because I could see, and it was like, oh, okay, she rushing, she's trying to get back in there to the babies, was my initial thought. But we'll see when she realized that, wait a minute, this is real, this is, a serious distress. She said, okay, I support you, I'm with it, I'm willing to do, but we're gonna need him to show up. And that's just the real part of it. She's not, being a powder puff about it. And what I see from her is consistency. She ain't easy on Lexi, and she ain't easy on, her baby. The
But does
son,
that
I
make
don't know
it
if he's
right?
baby. Well, no, I'm
But
not
does,
saying that it makes it. I'm not placing judgment. I'm just giving my thoughts on, what happened. And so, I don't want to judge, because I got 3 kids, and what's required for one is, different for the other two that I have. And so I know that it looks different and it comes off different. But one thing I know is that it looks different and comes off different because their response isn't the same. So relationships are symbiotic. It has to work 2 ways. And so, you don't have children and then determine, oh, I'm gonna treat this one different, but you tend to use what you know out of your toolbox on everybody. But at the end of the day, my kids are 3 unique individuals, and all of their
Mhm.
needs are not the same. And so it's not going to look the same. And I don't believe that it's realistic to say, well, she did this for that one, she should do this. That's just, for me, it ain't been real in real life. And so, yeah, that's where I stand, with regard to that particular scene. And of course, oh, I could not stop watching um, Mel's response to Kimmy. Ah, I loved it. I loved it because, yeah, Kimmy tried it and she got shut down, and she should have got shut down. Um, Ghetto Stormy is doing the ghetto thing. One thing that did stand out to me was that it took them an hour to get there. It's like they filming. and it's gonna take them an hour to get to this place where they're supposed to be. And so it just made me question, is it that, um, you know, wide
Just didn't
open that they don't?
they just, in my opinion, they just didn't respect their time. So Stormy had a right to be mad about that. They knew what time they were supposed to be there. So, you know, but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. So I thought that was very, disrespectful. But she was on 10, and maybe the fact that they were late, had something to do with why she felt the way that she did. Um, as it relates to Tisha, somebody mentioned how she was dressed. I agree with y'all. I don't know what she doing or what she trying to do, but you know, I, and her being, if you're gonna be the victim, stop showing up like this. Well, who are you? And it's almost like she don't even know who she is. She went from, housewife, very modestly dressed, to I'm trying to show y'all everything I got on every day of the week. And it's like, huh? And so it just reads really weird. If you go back to, when the show first started, she dressed real modestly, right? And not to say that that's a requirement, you know, but yeah, I just feel like she doesn't know who she is. And, she getting commentary from her husband, and she trying to keep up with, we say it all the time, they're male identified. And it's like, she can't, I don't want to get a butt job. I don't want to get, you get what I'm saying? I don't want to wear clothes like that. I don't feel like, she has the space to say, okay, sweetie, I can do this when we're on vacation. But for me, this is how I am most comfortable. So this is what I want to wear,
Well, why do
and
you think
just find that.
why do you think it's Marcel BLS? Why do you not think that she just want to dress that way? Seems like she has some newfound freedom for me, and she definitely not dressing appropriate. But I don't know. I don't think he's making her. You think he's making her or making
I think he
suggestions?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know how he does, just the way that he acts. I mean, and if this is something she is choosing, I mean, it's all speculation, for me and what I'm doing. But yeah, it went from one extreme to the other. And I know that when you reach a certain age and you still got it, that, oh, hey, I mean, because, 10 years ago, I was trying it, but,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying it like that.
Mhm.
I went a little further, because I was like, hey, girl, you still got it, but so, I mean, and I get that. So maybe it's that, but, to jump from, okay, she's, asserting some level of independence when we just don't see that. That's not how she reads, on the show.
Right.
It is whatever Marceau says. And even when in the scene with her, Mel, and Kimmy, I felt like Kimmy was voicing what Tisha wanted to say, but Tisha was like, I don't want that smoke. I'm not doing it, and she just decided not to because
Okay.
it seemed to be like, real funny. And it was like, what are you laughing at if she wasn't being shady, or if you didn't think she was being shady? And then for them to look mortified once Mel answered the shade with a shut down read, and they like, yeah, I picked up all of that. You chose some nice words, but I heard everything you said. And Mel just took the cover off, and it blew their mind. But I really felt like she was voicing, what Tisha probably wanted to say, because Kimmy had no right, and she just came off looking like a fool, saying anything. It's like you was a baby mama, and you talking about how it's tragic that this woman who was divorced is now changing her name. Where's the tragedy, dear? And then talking about stereotypes, and I don't mean no disrespect. When I say baby mama, I'm just saying it like it was used in the scene. I respect because I'm a baby mama, huh? You know what I'm saying? We all are on a level for those of us, who have children. And so I don't want it to be a negative, but I'm just using it how Kimmy tried to weaponize it. And it's like, that's oxymoronic. That's who you are. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Yeah. And I just thought Carlos's take on it was I don't know, interesting. And I do have my thoughts on that, but I know you have a lot of people and you're trying to get through the night. So I'll
We
say
do,
that,
we do. And plus I haven't even heard Carlos takes. What did he do, a YouTube video? Where did he
yeah,
share?
yeah, he did a YouTube video. Yeah,
Okay,
so
I'll watch it.
I'm gonna
I'll watch it.
mute out.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
I'll
gonna
watch
mute out and you guys,
it. Okay.
and then
Okay, Bill.
if you do something else, then we can discuss it. But I want to give somebody else a chance.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do something else tomorrow. But I'll definitely watch that Carlos King interview and then we can come back and discuss it as a
Okay.
whole. We got about 20, 30 more minutes. But thank you. Interesting points.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
you are welcome. You're welcome. Oh, excuse me. Tanya B, you put Tisha either trying to feel good about herself or get Marcel's attention. And I think she's failing at both. Patricia, you said Nell has staff members. I personally ran a daycare for 35 years. Trust me, those kids are being watched and she's on TV too. Ain't no way. Yeah, she definitely got staff. They have to be equipped with, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3. You would be a good person that would know, Patricia, per age group, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like they can have one watching the infants and one watching the toddlers. And so yeah, I think it was people in there. Don't they live together? So have to meet up to make it seem like they left the house together. I'm not sure who you talking about their prosperity. And shout out to the Cutie Mods. Shout out to the Cutie Mods. Thank you guys for keeping the chat under control. Braylon Lee, thank you, Braylon, so much for being patient. What are your thoughts on the episode?
Hey everybody, it's good to hear you chit chat. I wanna start off with the Fletchers because I actually do relate to Chris Jr. a little bit. There was a point in time where I actually was depressed. I could not get up to move, to think, to do anything. And my parents stepped in as the parents that they are, and a friend of mine helped. And Nell is an old school black mama, just like my mama is. And I
Mhm.
think I think her mindset is I gave you what you needed. You
Mhm.
know better than this, and I expect more out of you. And when you are trying to figure out who you are, not saying that family isn't helpful, but there are times where you just want your peace. There are times where I haven't spoke to my family, not because I don't love them, but because I don't want to be a burden on them, just like Chris Jr. said. And I think Nell had her stance because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, as my parents have often said to me, I'm whooping you to be able to give you a
Mhm.
punishment. Because if I
Mhm.
don't punish you, the world will punish you. And I think also too, we don't allow kids to breathe. Now, there's a way to do it because there ain't no way in hell I could tell my parents I'm burning their house down. There
Yeah.
just, there just ain't no way in hell. But I also do understand too that sometimes it does take a conversation. And to anybody that is depressed, trust you're not alone. I think
Yeah.
we all I think we all have demons and chaos and strife that we all go through. But as I often say, higher is waiting and low is available, but you still have a chance to go on tour. When it comes to, Kimmy, I felt like, okay, you didn't get invited. You know how long the Oscars have been on and how long I've wanted to host the Oscars on ABC? They don't know I exist, nor do they care. I'm not calling ABC saying like, so y'all know I'm on YouTube, right? With like 1,378 subscribers and 63,000 total views. They will be like, good for you. Thank you. Thank you. I've been putting in work. But it's to the point of good for you. But we also know Anthony Anderson. It's not personal. It's just business. And when you haven't shown consistency and tenacity equaling a destiny of loving somebody, why do you deserve love from me? When it comes to Stormy, I think what she did honestly was she did not call Marceau a itch or a Mitch, to use a term from Kevin Hart. What she did was she used Mitch in reference to what she said, so she could still call him that. That was a dangerous move. That's the way that I saw that she used that to still be able to say it. And also too, Marceau, you are what you are, bro. So you can't get upset over somebody calling you that. And normally I will often say that people deserve respect, but also too, respect is a two-way street. And so if you ain't giving no respect, you're gonna get what you get. With Kimmy, I think everybody said it. Like you can't keep fighting for somebody who's not fighting for you. And I'm trying to think, is that all of the episode? I think it is. I think that's everything. But yeah, I really did want to hone in on the Fletcher since I am a black son. I definitely want to hone in on that. Then the last thing with Stormy, people still don't like Stormy. Let's get that straight. But I've been saying on my videos and on my live shows that I do on Saturdays at 9 that she has become, for some odd reason, the unelected voice of reason that no one asked her to be. And I genuinely, sincerely feel that Tisha never takes responsibility because she doesn't have the capacity, capability, or comprehension to understand responsibility because it's never working out in her favor. But yeah, that's my take on the episode. Good to hear you chit chat, panel, and the live chat. Much love, everybody.
Well, Braylon, again, first of all, congratulations. Keep up the great work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And also, thank you for bringing your personal experience, number one, and just that time, old school black parents. And a lot of the times for me, just speaking personally and from friends and family, or it's tough love. That's just it. That's all. My way or the highway. Don't talk back, blah blah blah. And I'm not into all of this new soft parenting, but I do think that a lot of times, like I said at the start of this video, you do have to pay attention, because I think that it would be much harder to live with the regret of, I should have listened to him, or I shouldn't have been so hard. I get it. Parents get tired. They want to live their lives. I done take care of you all this time. Get out there and see the world and become independent and all of that. But sometimes you do just have to slow it down and pay attention and listen. So it was a different type of exchange, because most times boys are mama's boys completely. And it seems like
are
the one that was more compassionate. Most times daddy's girl, I'm one of them, and mama's boys. So Nell just wasn't having it. And hopefully it'll turn out for the best. Like I said, I definitely want to see their family, but I want to see Lexi included. I want to see the whole gang because
absolutely.
I think it's what we need to see. So, but I thank you for bringing it up. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. Right. And I think too, parents have to also realize if we talk to your parents, they will make y'all shut up too, because y'all made mistakes before we got here. So just give us a little grace. That's all we asking for.
Little grace. That's it. And hey, if you want to put me on a payment plan, do that. If you want to hold the dogs until I get better, do that. But don't just come hard each and every time.
Exactly. Let me
Because
know
all
why
we
so I
got to
can be
do,
better. Yeah.
yes. And all we got to do is turn on social media. You ain't got to turn on no TV no more and all of that. Social media going to give you the real. And you can scroll through any of these outlets and you'll see people that just with the number that I just put up, aside, you'll hear stories of people that was just fed up and didn't feel like they had anybody to talk to and all of that. So I get both sides of it, but like Prosperity said, it did seem like, she kind of finally realized what, her husband was saying to her. And so we shall see. I just hope it turns out well. So thank you, Braylon, for that. Thank you, Braylon, for that. I know I was raised that way. And it wasn't that I was scared to speak to, my mom was the disciplinarian. My daddy was a softie for me. So it wasn't like I was scared to speak my mind, but most times I knew she was going to shut it on down. Girl, you tough. Or girl, you this. Girl, you can handle that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, great discussion. We're going to have to touch on that a little more at a later date. But again, thank you, Braylon Lee. And also, I don't know if I said thank you to you too, BLS. Thank you again. All right, guys, we're going to move right on over to LaDawn. And after LaDawn, I will have, I'll highlight and read a couple more comments. Oh, wait, LaDawn, before you go, I definitely want to read this comment from Thanes. Thanes said, depression is a quiet pandemic in the Black community. Thanks for talking about it. You're welcome. And thank you for saying that. I think it's been a quiet pandemic for years because a lot of us, you don't need no therapist. Go on across the street to that church. Go listen to that pastor. You know what I mean? And I think we really need to get out of that. So thank you for that comment. Thanks. All right, look, Dawn, you are up next.
Well, Kimmy, let me tell you, she knew exactly what she was doing. They've been talking about it behind her Mel's back, and she thought she was gonna eat with that, but she sounded ignorant. And then when she kept saying about stereotypes, who cares? That's just what they are, stereotypes. Who does things because of what people think or the majority or stereotypes? You go, you do what you know or what your moral compass and makeup is about, and you know what's the right thing for you. You know what I mean? So for her to think because of stereotypes, that's why somebody's supposed to make a decision that's so important for their life is beyond me. How weak are you? Is that why you stood around and waited for Maurice because you didn't want to be a statistic or a stereotype? It's just ignorance. And um I think that Tisha also was trying to clean up how she looked when she knew she specifically was getting the attitude with Mel at that meeting, at that city hall meeting. And now she want to say she was done over it with everybody is because she had to really look at, she looked real jealous and haterish and like you just wanted to have a problem with Mel. So she cleaned that up. Well, she tried to. And I think Kimmy was being a little too forceful when she was talking about friending people on Facebook. Like, Kimmy, you know more than anybody else in that room that you're the phoniest person on earth because you know you. You was just in the pool clowning Mel and Hotel, talking about Mr. Rogers and all of that, making a joke of the situation. And you want to be invited to her ceremony? Like, no, we're cool. We're co-workers and we can come to some things, but when it's something that's intimate and that really matters, you don't make that list. And me throwing you a party for the cast and a couple of your other close friends is me just doing that. you know? And Tisha making that statement about Mel throwing that party was another dig. She tried to make Mel look fake. No, Mel did that from the kindness of her heart because nobody else close to Kimmy thought it was a big deal. And Mel knew it was a big deal to hit that milestone. So they're just haters. They look like the Bopsy twins. They look like the Mad sisters sitting there. And Kimmy's face actually looked real old after Mel said what she said. That still picture of Kimmy, her face looked old, like she aged, like right before my eyes. Um, and now I have to say, I understand Nell's position because I come from a big family. My grandmother had 17. There was all kinds. You got the good ones, the bad ones, the mentally ill ones. It's all kinds of stuff in my family. And her having to deal with so many different kids. My grandfather with a third grade education that still worked hard and had a skill and owned his house and worked to the bones. He was a
Mhm.
tough man. And my grandmother was the one that you can, I mean, my uncles done stole my grandfather's pows, money, all kinds of stuff. And my grandmother would still sneak them in. Oh, okay, they did it, but that's my kid. And all that. And my grandfather was like, I don't care. But my grandmother did not turn her back on her kids. And my grandfather didn't neither. But when you started stealing from him, he was like, I'm not closing my eyes and you in my house and I wake up and everything is gone, you know? And and sometimes us as even me know how to manipulate things sometimes to our benefit, even before we know it's depression involved or other things, because back in the days we wasn't labeling stuff or knowing what we was feeling or what we was going through. It was just what it was and we got treated or we fought or whatever it was, how it turned out. But with now, I think that he has done so much that she's just over it. But once Chris said, no, this time it's not like that. This time I almost cried hearing what he is saying to me. And that's when I think Nell was like, oh. And I think she was so shocked that she probably didn't really want to go too deep on screen yet until she really talked to Fletcher about what he's meaning, but I was happy that she said, I will support you and him as long as he's willing to do the steps. Because if you say you have it and that's what you think is going on, then you have to do something about it. You can't just sit with it and make excuses about it. I'm willing to help
Right.
you and you do the steps and I'm there for you. But if you're just gonna sit around and mope and stay on the pity pot, poor me, then that's where you'll be. Because I believe there's all kinds of mental health going on in the world today, environmental, financial, it's all kinds. And at least he's talking about it. And that's the first step. And he opened up. They're talking about it. So that's a good thing. That makes me think that they will come together. Lexi, same thing. She got to be willing to want to do the work also. She got to be willing to sit in that therapy session right along with them. They can't just say, we'll do it. And then she still be in her
Right.
way over there, you know? And I'm like Braylon, the way I was raised, even if my mother and them got me mad, and my mother was a addict and my grandmother raised me, but I still didn't disrespect my mother. I wasn't raised like that. So I say that to say, even if I'm mad or whatever, I'm still not going to threaten to burn my parents' house down where they lay their head and they work so hard for, and knowing what could happen. And as a
Right.
result to that. So I'm kind of looking at it like, yeah, she might got some issues, but she also might got some evilness with her, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with them per se because she was also raised by a different parent. But what I will hope to see is that she's willing to work on it. I hope she is open enough if they offer to do therapy like he was saying he would want to do with her, because I think Fletcher did say that he would That's what they need to do. And
Right, right.
hopefully Lexi is open to it. But if she's not open to it, they're not supposed to stop their life.
Hmm.
So I do hope they all find a solution because it ain't nothing like family. You know what I mean? Life is too short. So that's how I feel
That's
about the episode.
all right, LaDon. That was great. And thank you for giving us a bit of your family history. And in your example, that's how it is most times. You know, the moms or the grandmas are the one that, oh, come on, baby, don't be like that to him or her. Or, that's how it was in my family as well. And the fathers, my dad wasn't with me, but he was a tough love type of guy with my older sisters and brothers. So he said something, and I'm not going to share what he said to one of my brothers, but it changed the whole scope of my brother's life.
Hmm.
Well, what he said was, this was after countless things that my brother had done that was disrespectful. So I do get tough love in some instances, I guess. But he said that if I don't ever see you another day in my life, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
That broke my brother down, okay? And then he built himself right on up. And
Mm-hmm.
my brother speaks about it often because he said that he really needed to hear that in that moment. But if he would have showed up the next day, my daddy still would have, welcomed
Mm-hmm.
him with open arms. But sometimes tough love works. It's just in this case, from what I can tell from this TV show, which is not much, I just wanted a little more, a little more. But thank you
Well,
for
you
that,
got
Ladon.
you know, chit chat is always good cop, bad cop, and you need both. So they got a good balance. So
Yeah,
hopefully they will come together and do what's needed because they can heal it. They can fix. This is fixable. You know, I don't feel like it's too far gone to be fixed.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, I agree. I agree. I think they're gonna get it together. And I think that they're on a platform to show as an example of them working through that. Even if that tough love is still in the mix. Like I said, instead of Nell saying he ain't gotta pay me back. No, you gotta pay me back. But guess what? I'm not gonna make it an issue. I want you well first and your mental health and all of that. So we'll see. But thank you for that, LaDon. Maritha was behind you. I do know Maritha is probably a little later, so she dropped down. So we're gonna have Mildred next. We had 2 hours, so do need you guys to be mindful of your time so we can get up out of here in the next 30 minutes. But Mildred, what was your thoughts on the episode? Excuse
Hey y'all. I liked it. I was
me.
a little miffed with Kimmy coming out there with all that foolishness. I don't know why she liked to run out in the streets and play with Mel, but she ran out in the streets and she wasn't ready. So that was just stupid. I was like, y'all, I'm about tired of Kimmy and Tisha, and I don't really want to see them on the show. They can jump in the car with Tiffany and just ride on down. They really can. Um, I see myself in Nell. I really do. Y'all know I got 7 kids and they're grown and they real grown. At least that's what they say. And I'm like, show me. And I think Nell is at that point too. Show me. I identify with the tough love. I identify with just her. I can see that she loves her children, but as a mother and a dad, we can see further than them sitting down than they can standing up. But they think they know everything. And they will tell you until they're messing with your money and your time and your resources. If you come from humble, beginnings like a lot of us did, we give our children so much, and they're like wet toilet paper, ain't worth of nothing. They just soft. They go to
Mhm.
crying. They don't want to work for nothing. They want you to give it to them, and that's been my experience. And I told my kids recently, don't treat me like I'm Sally Mae, just want to defer and have me defer and forgive loans. I've given a lot, and we do give a lot. But I think at a certain point, they just want you to just do it for them. And I'm talking like, I don't know how old Lil Chris is. He seems kind of like a young one. He doesn't seem that old.
Mhm.
But she's got to hurry up and make him get it right because he's a man, you know? and he's got to be self-sufficient. What if Chris and Nell wasn't around? See, that's the thing. They want him to be self-sufficient. And I definitely understand the depression part of it. And I believe they're going to be there. I'm just happy that they're showing this authentic family. I'm so happy they're showing something that we all can, relate to in a certain way. Let me see. Stormy and Tisha and Marceau, the whole situation with her calling him out of his name. I agree that he is exactly what she's calling him. I just think that she's wrong for doing it. It's disrespectful. He's not
Mm,
respect he's not respectful either, but I think in certain situations, and this is reality TV, but if we all know people that you go that way and it can make problems for your man. She can put Courtney in a situation where he have to get into a fisticuff defending her, you know? So I try to, shy away from, you just know your man and you know how things will pop off. He's got to protect you. So I think Stormy should, tread a little lightly in that situation. But it was an okay episode. I was like, okay. Eh.
mhm.
But that's really, really my thoughts on it. I was more honed in on Nell, Kristen, and that situation, to be honest with you.
Yes, I think a lot of us were. Well, and that pool hall scene for me, just the ghetto-ness of it all when it
Ratchet.
comes to Stormy, because yeah, she basically calling Tisha's bluff. And look, I know we all grown, and don't nobody want to be out here tussling around and fighting and all of that. But
It
you
could
know
have
what I mean?
went there. Yeah.
Yeah, but stop playing with me. So, yeah, I'm just over that grandiose attitude that Stormy has. What did she say? These bitches, these bees think they something. Ho, you not, or whatever. Just like, girl. So I'm just glad that I was proven wrong because I thought that at that expo that their exchange was fake with Stormy and Marceau, but it wasn't. We looking at proof that it wasn't. So
Right.
yeah. But great points, Mildred. I love me some Mildred Chow. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for that. You're welcome. Melanated Energy, you say the audacity for Kimmy to prelude her statement with as African Americans. Yes. Um, I was sleepy as soon as I heard that dumb arse starter. Yeah, and again, I can only reference my childhood. Everybody on my block, were married. Not that saying that if you weren't, it wasn't, it is what it is. It's reality. But so that's all I grew up with. My household and the people on my block, there was, 2-parent household. So, and I think that she brought she made the stereotype worse, if you ask me, because black folks aren't the only ones that can have this issue of the kids having different last names or not. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that. But great point. We don't know why Dr. Francis disappeared. He's needed. I would love to see Dr. Francis with the Fletchers. I really would. And then last question, and we're gonna move right on over to Maritha still here. I don't know what child. I have Maritha after LaDawn, so I think you all's places switch. But Teresa, you put there could be a lot going on with little Chris. It may not be mental, it could be okay. I told y'all before how my stepson was and he manipulated his dad. We need the whole story. Yeah, it could be a lot of things, but we don't know. So I don't want to put that on them. It could be what BLS said, entitled children, or a lot of you in the comments. It could be a lot, but I'm not gonna go as far as say, could be, but I'm not gonna say it. But again, thank you, Mildred. All right. Maritha, I'm sorry, these comments. I need to find out how to put you all's names on the screen. They used to allow that. But I see you now, Maritha. Go ahead, Maritha, with your thoughts.
Okay, here I go, here I go, here I go. I agree and I disagree. I
Okay.
agree with the tough love, but I say a day late and a dollar short because you know what? You don't start raising a child at 16 or 21. You raise them when they're small. You shape them and mold them. Then they're going to do what they want to do anyway after a while. My take with Chris Jr., yes, Chris Jr. is, there's something going on with him, and it may be depression. It just may be that he's so down. What I was looking at was, this is a young man, know he done messed up in life. You know, his life, his mom and dad gave him damn near everything that he wanted. That's a mistake, because when you want your children, you could give them. We always say, well, I want my child to have more than what I have. I don't want my child to go through what I went through. But, you know, I'm an only child. So I'm glad my mama let me go through the things that I went through as a child. But as being an only child, I got what I want, just not when I wanted it.
Mhm.
And when I peeped that game, how mom, if I said I wanted something, she may get half of what I want, but I know the rest was coming. But I know I was going to get it. And what I think with Chris Jr. was a football player, and you could be a good high school football player. But when you go to college, there's a lot of high school football players in college that thought they was good in high school and see something that's better. You know, everybody think they good until you meet somebody that's a little bit better than what you are. So back home he came. So when he come back home, all this allegedly in my opinion, when he came back home, he just couldn't get it together because he found out he wasn't all that in a bag of chips. So what he do what most young men do, standing on that corner thinking they so smart. Mom and daddy got this, mom and daddy got that. So he gonna invest a little bit of some and some. And that's what he did. That's where the $2, $3, $4, $5, $6,000 on lawyers come from. Read into it what you wanna, but you know, that's just my opinion. This boy done got himself, he is, and I understand where he is. He's in despair. That's what he is in. He's in despair. And I can tell you that because I've been there. Because when I messed my life up, that's how I was feeling, kicking myself. My mom and dad, I lived in the house with my mom and dad. My mama was the one that said no when she didn't think I needed it because I just wanted it. And she did give me a lot of my wants, but my daddy gave me all my wants. But then when my daddy starts figuring out I'm playing him against my mama, because he would start saying, you got to go ask your mama, huh? You got to go ask your mother, honey. You got to go ask your mother. And what did your mother say? He never asked me, what did your mama say? What did your mama say? He never asked me that. But then he starts saying, what did your mother say? And yeah, it's got to be that good cop, bad cop dynamics going on, because children do play parents against each other. They do that. And my thing is with Chris Jr., he's in despair because he know his life is not where he thought it would be. His life
That's
is
deep.
not going the way that he wanted it to go. You know, he see all these things that his mom and dad is doing for him and has done for him. He's angry at himself for the position and where he is in life right now. And what it is with Nell, you know, when you give your children so much, you know, you don't try to teach them anything. One thing, when I was in high school, I was in this thing called DECA, where you work while you in high school. I did not have to work while I was in high school, but my mama thought it was something nice that I learned how to do. She also thought it was good that I learned how to balance a checkbook. She also learned that I need to learn a lot of things, and my mama taught me a lot of things. So when I had my child, I didn't say you ain't got to work. I didn't tell her that. I said, you want your nails done, you want your toes done, you want your hair done, and you want your cell phone and all that. Meet me halfway. And you could take from that what you want. Get you a job. Get you a job. And that's what she did. Learn how to balance a checkbook. That's what she did. So, you know, and then if you can't go to college, I'm pretty sure they got some high-tech centrals around there where you could go to a vocational school and get a trade. So people need to stop saying, I don't want my child to go through what I went through. Let your child go through something. Let them experience something. And I bet you when they experience that not so good life, it'll make them want the good, it'll make them want a better life. So Chris Jr. for me is in despair, and he's going to get it right. He is going to get it right. And now you can't, with some parents, they give their children, and they always dare a soft landing for their children. Sometimes you need to let them fall on that concrete sometime and say, ouch. That never happened with this boy. And when people don't know how to cope, when somebody already is picking up behind them, picking them up off the ground, just there. Don't let them experience no kind of consequences whatsoever. This is what happened. They don't know how to deal. They don't know how to deal with the real world sometimes. Because I'm telling my daughter the same thing right now. My granddaughter said, Nana, can you do this for me? I said, you don't know how to do that. Girl, you finna leave and go to college in a year. You getting ready to leave to go to college. You better learn how to do that. I ain't getting up and doing nothing. Learn how to do it. And that's what they need to have been teaching that boy a long time. Don't be always asking for a handout. That's what parents need to stop doing, handing out so much. Buying these telephones and these $1,000 purses, they walk around and can't even spell their name if it wasn't written on their birth certificate. No, stop that. They need to stop. They need to stop that. And that for me, it was touching and it was heartwarming. And Nell is at that point now. I done did everything I can for this boy. I'm tired. You're gonna either sink or swim, so it's gonna have to be his decision. But baby, he feeling some type of way. Now, Nell had this boy, so she loved him, but she tired of him. She's tired of him. So I like the dynamics, what's going on in the family, and truth be told, they can really have their own spinoff because, I think they would have enough people that would, watch that show simply behind Alexis and Chris Jr. would carry the whole thing right there.
I agree.
So that part was good. And with not Kimmy, but Tisha and Stormy, to be honest, I think I went in the kitchen and I ate an edible, and then I went in the bathroom. I went in my closet to pick out what I was gonna wear to church. And I just gathered all my stuff together and put it by the door so I don't forget nothing on my way out the door when I go to church, the next day. And because I know what that was going to be about. And you know what I don't like? When a person don't like someone, don't continue. I don't care if they sister and brother and one live in the room and one live across the hall. If they do not get along, don't keep asking somebody, well, how you and KK doing? KK, me and KK don't talk. We know that. Why do you keep asking these people? Why do people always, when they see either Kiki or Tisha, well, how you and your cousin doing? Well, have you talked to Kiki? No, these people say they ain't talking to each other no more. Y'all stop asking them that. To me, that is messy. They don't like each other. Stop asking them that. Stop trying to be Captain Save a Hole. Don't do it. They ain't free. They kin people. They say don't like each other no more. They ain't talking to each other no more. Leave them people alone and mind your business. Because I know you got something going on in your life that you need to pay attention to. So leave it alone. And then the part with Melody, Tisha, and Kimmy. I'm a baby mama. I'm the mother of 3 children. 2 got the same dad and 1 got one by itself. Am I a stereotype? I may be, but I know some Mexicans, some Chinese, some Puerto Ricans, some Cubans, some Colombians, some white ones, some from Ecuador, some from London. It's a lot of baby mamas out there because Fantasia was singing about them. All the baby mamas.
That's right.
So Kimmy need to mind her business because you was a baby mama and you was a side chick. Because Maurice let all us know that by not even denying that you wasn't. So you was a side chick, and then you the way you thinking you coming from Mel. Mel wasn't no side chick, and Mel wasn't no baby mama. Mel was married to that bum who she got kids from. She was married to him. So and Mel said she talked to her kids about it. So as long as her kids are satisfied with the situation, what you think, your thoughts don't even matter. And then how? This and see, this is the audacity for me. You don't even talk to me. We talk, but as soon as you get in your car, you can't even get to your car fast enough before you on your phone. Alexis, call Tisha. Alexis dialing Tisha. Girl, let me tell you. I just had lunch with Mel and guess what? Tisha with that old witch. She's sitting over there thinking Kimmy really telling Mel something now. She really putting Mel in her face. And I like the way Mel do things, and I must learn how to do that as well. Because when somebody coming for me, I need to learn how to be real classy and just don't go ahead and cuss them out and get it on over with. I need to just be real classy and talk real soft and say, well, that's your opinion. Whatever it was that Mel told her exactly what Mel told her, and that's what Kimmy needed to hear. See, you got you a man child at home that won't even empty the garbage. So I know if he don't empty the garbage, he don't fix nothing in the house. He don't pick up after himself. He done already told us all he got to do is tap you on the shoulder and you just roll over and open your legs. So we know what you good for or not, because y'all been complaining about the same thing for the last, 4 seasons? You ain't doing it like you used to do. Your panani is dry. So, and I'm sick of hearing, we all sick of hearing that. We done already heard how everybody tired of that. So, if I had to rate it, not on a scale to 1 to 10, but a scale from 1 to 5, it would definitely be a 2.85.
Not a 2.85, child.
2.85. So, it didn't, the two best scenes was the best scene was Neil, Chris and his son, and that for me that was everything, because there's some people out in the real world that's dealing with despair, depression. They at a standstill in life. They don't even know which way to turn. And you got parents that are saying, I'm just tired. And just like, everybody on this panel was raised different, but we could say the same thing. I could say I was really raised like my mom allowed me to have a voice. So therefore, when I had my kids, those are people, those are human beings, and they have feelings. So you need to listen at what your children say. So they don't be yelling at when you talking to them, they don't stomp off in the room. I hate you. I hate being here. Why you hate being here? Why you hate me? You need to listen. I allowed my children to have a voice.
Right.
And I told my kids, you can talk back to me as long as you respect me. Don't never get it twisted. I'm your mama. And I fight children. I fight my own children. I will hit you. So I'll never get that twisted. I'm gonna allow you to say what you need to say, but you're gonna say it in a respectful way. So therefore, when something do happen, they can say, I could go to my mama. I ain't got to talk to nobody else out there in the street. I'm going to my daughter tell me right now, when somebody is saying something or she hears something even in the doctor's office. I ain't no doctor. She said, well, let me call my mama, because I got to talk to my mom about this first. And, she asked me, and I said, well, I don't know. She said, I just have to ask my mama.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be not hard on my kids, but I'd rather be that parent that we can laugh and talk, but not to cross that boundary, because I want you to be able to come and talk to me and not say, well, I can't talk to her, because every time I talk to her, the first thing she's gonna do is jump to conclusion, and then she's gonna be yelling and screaming. And that's where Nell children are with her.
That's where they are, and they all have said that. Each and every one of them. And yeah, she needs to change. She needs to change that. Maritha, when you mentioned the handouts, I totally get it. Parents get tired, you've grown and all of that. Thank you for mentioning despair, because that definitely is deep. And I knew what despair meant, but for the chat and everybody else, I'm sure you guys do too. But it is the complete loss or absence of hope. And if you think about that definition, think back to the conversation that little Chris had with his daddy. That's what he gave, despair. So excellent point. What else? Oh, and as far as you talking about Kimmy being a side chick, Kimmy, we going by what your brother-in-law said. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Basement Billy, or whatever he's called. That's what he said. And yeah, somebody sent her a kite, fly a plane over their house with a banner on the back. We sick of hearing about your vagina. Okay, we sick about enough. Libido, all of that. Enough. But yeah, great points, Marita. Thank you for that. The key thing is, yes, we want tough love, but we also want to, as you just stated, your kids can come to you for anything. Your daughter still calls and say, oh no, get advice or whatever, this should happen. Let me call my mom, And that's something I miss. That's something I'm grateful, was grateful for from both of my parents. Open line of communication can help a lot of things, but you got to communicate. You can't just pop off. And if we think back to the Fletcher's family dinner, that's what Nell did. Pop off.
Exactly. And my daughter asked my granddaughter a question. When you leave to go to college, and if you need something or you get in trouble, who you gonna call first? And she said, I'm gonna call my Nana. She said, I'm gonna call Nana first, because Nana gonna listen. And then we gonna talk about it. And if it's really bad, she gonna tell me, well, we're gonna talk to your mom about it. So my daughter said, well, you wouldn't call me? She said, no, mom, because I can't. When you say something to you, you don't even really let me get a chance to get it out. And she said, after I call, if I can't get Nana, then I'm calling God Mama Sent. She said, but I will call Nana before I call either one of y'all. So my daughter and my daughter looking at me, and I'm saying, sometimes you have to just, what you went through, but you're not her. And she's much smarter than what you are. So you're teaching her now. We just pray and hope you got sense enough when you go to Tallahassee, you don't act stupid, and that's what your mama's scared of. But when something like that, the first person a child should be able to go to is their mom. But they should have that safe landing, with their mom or their dad. And that Chris Jr. don't feel like, right now, he don't feel like he have it from nobody, because everybody is coming at him.
Yep, that's what he told his daddy. So I'm curious to see. I know we only got a couple more episodes, but I'm really, really hoping that we can see their story going forward. And I agree with you. They can definitely have a spinoff for sure. But we do have to, and thank you again, Maritha. I do want to read a couple comments, and then we do have, let's see here, 3 people left. We already at 2 hours and 24 minutes. So we got a couple minutes to spare. Tyra put Paige and Dr. Francis. Tyra, this comment that you put as well. What I hate for me is that my mom gave me any and everything I wanted, but she didn't show me love. I didn't want material things. I wanted her love. And that could be what Chris is going through. Again, we on the outside looking in, but we don't know if they just volunteer. We're gonna buy you that new car. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We don't know. So the key thing is, again, communication. Teresa, girl, a Tennessee, Lord have mercy, I'm getting tired. Tennessee girl, you said it's not too late for him. It's definitely not. And Red Ann, you put you can come back from anything with God leading the way. Facts, facts, facts. But great comments, and thank you again, Maritha. I don't know where Mary Willis. It was her first time clicking the link. She was up here. I don't know where she went, so we'll move on to. Let's see here. Oh, okay, Gail, we only got you left. All right, we're gonna move on to Gail Harris. Gail, your thoughts?
Yeah, so so I was listening to everybody else, so I forgot what order I really wanted to go in, but I want to put Chris Jr. last, but I wanted to talk about Stormy and Marceau. First of all, if I was Tisha, I would have told Marceau to pipe down. I probably would have talked to my husband and asked him to kind of stay out of that, because Tisha could have been able to call my husband a bitch. That was, oh, sorry, no, itch. That wasn't going to happen. So I would have had to have a conversation.
You mean Stormy? You said
Yeah,
Tisha.
Stormy. Yeah, Stormy.
Okay.
I would have had to have a conversation. If I was Tisha, I would have had to have a conversation with them both to tell them to stop. For them to, all the bitch words and stuff like that would have to have stopped, because I don't want to put my husband in a situation. Biatch. Yeah.
Hold on, Gail. Biatch. Okay.
Okay, itch. I would have had to tell them to both to, pipe that down, because I wouldn't want to put my husband or her in a situation. And even Courtney at the end, he said, but you didn't have a problem with her calling me an itch. So he was wrong too, because if Marceau would have piped out and went off on Stormy, then they would have thought he was wrong. But Stormy was pushing it. She was pushing it at the end, like, well, you are acting like that. I don't like Marceau, but I had to agree with him, and I thought it was dangerous the way she.
Hold on, Gail. Gail, you're breaking up a little. Are you walking? Are you breaking up a tad bit? We can still hear you, but you're cutting in and out.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, yeah. I would have had to tell her to stop that, because, like I said, to put him in that situation, I was walking, I was going to put something in my car. To put him in that situation would have been bad, for her to, the way she was just, the way she kept calling him, it was just bad. That was something that they should have stopped from a long time ago. It's a conversation that they should have did it a long time ago, but she didn't do it. So yeah, that was another part. Kimmy, I don't want to hear nothing else about Kimmy and her libido, what's not working. I don't want to hear that. I'm sick of it. And I wish they would stop putting it on TV, but they seem to do it every Saturday. They just keep putting it out there for us to listen to, and I don't want to hear it anymore, but it's going to be on next Saturday. So I usually tape it and fast forward through it anyway, because I don't want to hear about it. The conversation that she had with Mel, I don't think she meant that for everybody. I think that was a dig to get back at Mel, because A, you're Marty's girl, and B, you were upset because she didn't invite y'all. So I think what she was trying to say, because she asked her, she told her that everything that you put on social media, what she said, your social media is like your diary. And I thought once I saw it on social media, you will be able, that I would, I was going to get a phone call that I was going to be invited, and that didn't happen. So I think she was a little perturbed with that. But just like Mel said, it just would have been a bunch of chatter. And we already know Martell had a problem with the Fletchers going. So it would have been something even more with that. And then the conversation that they had about the product, the hair product. First of all, they were in that open warehouse. thing dressed up and at those, I was like, okay, this is a fake scene. But Carlos swears that it's not fake scenes because I listened to his thing, but he said that it's not. But when they were in that warehouse, it just looked like it was fake. It just didn't even look like it was where they were both dressed up. It's the same thing that they've been trying to build out, but it's just vacant inside of that. So that was fake to me as well. And then um okay, so that's all over here. But the Fletchers. So I kind of wanted to get to little Chris. I am a mother that has, I'm a mother of four. My oldest is 36, my youngest is 23. I am the parent that everybody comes to because I am like Nell. I just kind of give it to them. When I tell them, hey, call your dad, if I tell them to call their dad, they won't call their dad, not because he won't give it to them, because they don't want to hear what he has to say. So it's easier for them just to come to me because it's me. Yeah, here, just go ahead on and take it. And my husband says that 9 times out of 10 that I pretty much get it from him and give it to them. But that was then. They're not like that now. But I'm gonna say this to that. My mom died when I was actually 14 years old. So of course I didn't go without a lot. But when I had my kids, I kind of I basically was like super, super overprotective of them. So I didn't want them to have to go without anything. So if I could give it to them or make sure they had it, I was going to do whatever I could to make sure they had it. But I do feel like God put me in a place to take everything from me when I lost my job during COVID to make me let go and let them trust Him. And I felt like he was like, if you don't let them grow up, I'm gonna move you out of the way so that they would have to trust me to actually get it. And I think Nell is frustrated because she's giving it to him so much. And like she said, they pay Chris back, but they don't pay her back. And that's why she's upset. That's why she's screaming. That's why she's windmilling with everybody, because she feels like Chris gets the respect that she doesn't get. But I do think with little Chris, I think because she's pushing back a little bit, saying, I want my money back. You ain't getting your dogs. You ain't talking about paying me back or nothing. I do feel like he's kind of basically, because I've seen that my kids, like when I put my foot down, then you see them kind of rebel a little bit. I'm a pout. I'm going to be mad because she's not giving me what I want, because they have to get adjusted to the fact of her saying no. You know, that she said, no, you're going to have to pay me back or I'm not going to give you the money back. And then all of a sudden now he realized I got to put my boots on and I got to grow up. And I do think he's at a place right now where he's realizing I do have to grow up. But what does that look like when they have given me everything? So at the same time, I have to figure it out. So I do think that counseling would be a good thing for them, because right now, I don't know how old he is. I thought she said that he was 30, but he may not be that age. But I do think at this time that counseling needs to be there. And, that I think it would be good for all of them. But I actually think it would be really good for him because he'll be able to figure out what's next. Because she said that he was very gifted and he had gotten all those letters and he didn't want to play football at all. Now, I have a daughter who has actually gotten letters to play volleyball after she had us traveling the world for her to do so. But when she said I didn't want to do that, she had a plan. And I felt like that's where Chris and Neil may have missed it, to say, hey, if you don't want to do this, what are you going to do? And I don't think that conversation was ever had. I don't feel like that conversation had ever been had. And right now they're where they are. So I agree with everybody else. I do think that a spinoff would be great because I would be the first one to watch it, because it would be real, it would be realistic, it would be honest, and it would be great to see a Black family, a strong African Black male like Chris, and that's actually leading his family, because she was pushing back until Chris said, I teared up, and then she said, wait, then she stopped and she sided with her husband. So I actually thought that was pretty good too. So that's pretty much all I had to say.
Great points. Great points. Yeah. I just want the Fletchers to be okay. I think they will. I do. I think that Neil and Chris, I was actually just scrolling Instagram and saw a video of them dancing together. I think they balance each other out. And I also think that, Chris may seem a little soft spoken to us or not assertive enough, but I think that they, the yin to the yang type of thing. And I think that he'll be able to get through to her when it comes to just being supportive, whether it is shutting down all the money, but I'm definitely there for your mental health. You know what I mean? As your mom and all of that. It's a tough situation to be in because no one wants to have children that are either afraid to reach out to them or don't want to reach out to them and all of that. So, we on the outside looking in, but I just hope that they get it together. We'll need to have a talk about that. Parenting, especially when it comes to adult children. I mean, when they turn 21, is it just you on your own, buddy, in all aspects of your life? Or are you still expected to be there for them in times of, like Marika said, despair or depression or whatever? Red Ann, you put something in the chat saying where he went to in Huntsville. Something. I didn't catch what he said. I guess you had to be there to know what he said. I heard him say a place real quickly, but I didn't know what that place was. So DM me and let me know. But this was an awesome discussion. I think I may be doing a power hour tomorrow. I wanted to discuss more of how long do you wait before you get married. So I posted the breakup of Deion and Tracy Edmonds, Deion Sanders and Tracy Edmonds. And a lot of people saying, well, maybe she didn't want to get married, but they were engaged. So they were together 12 years, engaged for 4. I'm just hoping it was Tracy that pulled the plug. And I think that most likely it was. And I don't blame her. But I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I mentioned in my video that I had stopped by Queen Sheba's and this past Saturday, and that was a topic of discussion. How long do you wait? Or is marriage not the goal anymore? Or, I'll put it like this, even with mine and me pulling the plug, I wish more women pulled the plug. But, that don't mean that I don't ever want to get married again. I don't feel like you should rush into it, but I definitely don't think it takes years and years and years. So I would like to talk to you guys, or maybe we'll save it for members only. You message Hotel on IG about him and Slaw doing a spinoff. Why would you do that, Good Bad Apple? Good Bad Apple, you message Hotel on IG. Oh, maybe you just asked him, were they getting a spinoff? I don't know. And yes, I think we only have, what episode was this? Oh, is it 32? Yeah, it has to be, because we still got Stormy's pasture, whatever that was she had, and all that other stuff. I don't know why I thought it would end after Houston, but yep, you're right. But chat, thank you guys so much. Let me read my sis comment. And I saw your other one as well, as far as Nell saying if the money, as long as he get money, he cool. He needs to set some smart, attainable goals that are easy for him to meet. The problem with most kids is they want the fast route. If it doesn't work their way, then it's nobody ever helps me. Now, I am shocked at a lot of you guys, even you, sis, because when he sat down with Chris, I don't remember him mentioning money at all. I know he mentioned that Nell was jumping down his throat or whatever, but as far as, I don't know, we got to discuss this. Members only, or, a power hour or something. But again, shout out to the panel. We have Prosperity, we have BLS, we have Braylon, LaDawn, Maritha, Mary Willis stopped through but didn't click the link. She dropped down. Gail Harris and Mildred, Conversations and Cocktails. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. To the cutie crew in the chat, thank you guys so much for joining me as well. And shout out to the cutie mods. You didn't know if it's an app. Okay. All right. If Martell goes to Zeus, then he's going to be off the show. Hey, girl. I remember, but Marcel made it clear in the earlier season that they are not a power couple, will never be. He doesn't want Tisha in power. He did say those exact words to Mel. Yeah, we're not a power couple. We're not trying to go that route. But now we're supposed to believe they power couple. We didn't see anything that led up to that. We didn't see the change. Yeah. But again, guys, thank you so much. Okay, good, bad apple. I will go over there and read it as soon as we get off. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you again. I know it's 10:12 Eastern, 9:12 Central, and 8:12 Mountain Standard Time. And what is it, doggone? Hold on, let me look at my world clock. 7:13. Oh, okay, 7:13 Pacific. But thank you guys again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a blessed night. Thank you, Too Blessed for You, for putting that in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and take me some more doggone cough medicine. Even though it's better, it's still here. But I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you again to the panel. I did put up the suicide hotline for anybody that feels like they need somebody to talk with. Hold on. Or if you want to reach out to me. But just know that there's always somebody that will listen, and you are not in this thing alone, whether you are an adult, child, teenager, whatever the case may be. Reach out to somebody. But thank you guys. Love you. Thank you again to the Cutie Moms. Good night. Have a great night, guys. Bye.
You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it if there's nothing at all. We've been together, oh, we've been together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. It's what they say. Then what next, then what next, then what next, then what next, then what next? Love exception. So why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why,
I'm going to go ahead and extend this to 2 minutes as soon as I get off of this live. All right, guys. One more again, but have a great night. Let me see what this is. Hold on, guys. Okay. Being nosy in the back chat. All right, guys. One last time. Again, have a great Monday, and I'll chat with you guys tomorrow. Bye.
You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it if there's nothing at all. We've been together, oh, we've been together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. It's what they say. Then what next, then what next, then what next, then what next, then what next? Love exception. So why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why,
I'm sorry, guys. Lord have mercy. I'm over here typing away. Sorry. Bye. I promise this is the last one. Goodbye.
You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it if there's nothing at all. We've been together, oh, we've been together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. It's what they say. Then what next, then what next, then what next, then what next, then what next? Love exception. So why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why,